with colours, which you may have seen earlier in one of our updates, but there is the 13, which is Crest of Gold. Alf, it's all a blur. You've gone with this up-and-coming galloper to upstage the Magic Millions fancy.
Yes, I certainly am, Brendan. Look, it's a difficult sort of race, but look, I'm having a good look at Blur, and I just think I've seen him look a touch better in the past before. I must say, he's not fat in any way. He does look fit, but he hasn't had long off, and I don't know, I just think it could be a little bit of a query, and bear in mind, it is pretty short.
Resuming today, a couple being tipped to beat it. Let's see how they go with Hilton Donaldson.
Does look as though the Victorian horses will be too strong here. Blur, Troubled Man and Cassis, they dominate the betting on track. Blur, though, they bet flip of the coin and the punters stepped in. Such is the confidence about this gelding today with Damien Oliver aboard. He's 210, 140 on Unitab. Number 11, Cassis, $4.80. She won the Cinderella Stakes very well, but she's up against the boys again here today. And $9 for number 2, Troubled Man. $12.30, number 14, Belonged to Madam. Her run was excellent in the Cinderella, where she was first up, as was Cassis. Now in goes Blur. Mr. Watermark, you'll see coming up now. Very similar colours to Colin Little's, these of Tony Self's owners in this horse, Mr. Watermark, but they've put a white cap on Mr. Watermark. White cap on Mr. Watermark, and now Impulsive Reality comes forward. They're getting to the gates a little sluggishly. We're approaching start time, if not on it. Long to Madam, the last to arrive at the gates, moves behind now. Now Tennessee Royal, this half-sister to Nina Haraka, Kazi Haraka, anything but, goes in. West Ace comes forward. Versace goes up. Troubled Man, the last start third at Flemington, following a win at Caulfield, is about to come forward. Pat Payne replaced by Nash Rawiller. Pat had a fall at track work this morning, slightly injuring his wrist was the call. Troll about to come up. Troubled Man goes in for the smoke free at Group 3 level, $60,000 in prize money. Now we wait on Danehill Warrior coming forward now with the blinkers removed. Make Me a King's run a couple of nice races in South Australia. Second at Oakbank and second in the DeCosta Plate to Nip of Cognac. Crystallion's about to come forward along with Mr. Tornado. Fans are a first starter by Bellotto from Canned Music. A roughie on debut. We wait on Crystallion and Belong to Madam, and they'll be ready for the third race. The second was taken out in 1:10.37, home in 35.99 by Gifted Ground, who raced just 6 days ago at Kyneton at that very strong Wood End Cup meeting at that track. And it did travel beautifully in the run, that horse. Now they're set, ready to run. 2-year-olds are all in and they're set for a start. First of 5 black types on the program. They're off and racing. And Make Me a King was out fast with Crest of Gold. Belonged to Madam away quickly. Showing good speed on the inside. Troubled Man, and out fast. Fans are wider out. Mr. Tornado, Miss Saatchi nearer the inner. Booting up on the inside. Blur holds out Mr. Watermark to keep a forward position. Followed by Cassis. Then came Make Me a King getting back from Troll. West Ace. Well back Danehill Warrior. Followed by Tennessee Royal. Then Crystallion and last Impulsive Reality. Troubled Man at the 600, about a half in front. Second is Crest of Gold, and third with the run of the race, Blur on the inside of Miss Saatchi and Mr. Watermark between them. Wider out on the track, Belong to Madam as they come around the turn from Make Me a King. West Ace looking for a run. Pushed out wide Troll, and then came Fanza, and Cassis is a fair way back as they race to the 250. The leader is Troubled Man rolling off the fence, and Blur's got the inside run trying to pick these leaders up. Then came Crest of Gold down the outside. Trolls running a race, and West Ace, but Blur got through, and Blur went by them very quickly, about a length in front of Troubled Man and Crest of Gold, fighting out the minors. Blur won easily, Green on the line, but had something up his sleeve and won by a length and a half. Second, Crest of Gold, ahead away third, Troubled Man, and fourth's a good go. West Ace, Impulsive Reality, wider out Troll, and right behind them was Mr. Watermark, Danehill Warrior and Cassis, followed home by Belong to Madam, and then Tennessee Royal, Crystallion. Miss Saatchi well back with Fanza, who showed some speed, followed home, or back with it, Make Me a King. These pulling up well after the line, of course. Mr. Tornado not necessarily last.
Okay, Hilton Blur, the winner, $1.90, $1.30, and Colin Little's very, very smart 2-year-old by Flying Spur collecting the cash, and Damien Oliver registers a winning double on the program. No sight of a few of the other fancied runners. Cassis finished behind them, as did a few of the others, including Make Me a King. Fourth will confirm in just a moment. Correct weight is there at Flemington on 4, 10, 11 and number 1. Watching the head-on action, it'll be very interesting. The leader rolls off as they swing for home, and it presents a gilt-edged invitation to Blur to rail up. But that's Blur with the red sleeves and red cap in behind the leader. The leader rolls off the fence, and Blur just rails through on the inside. And Blur does have a little tendency to get off the fence just as it gets past the leader here. Others fanning out wide. Cassis is there with the yellow and black Arrowfield colours. See, Blur came out a couple of horses. In the end, a soft win for a very smart Flying Spur horse. Now interim dividends 104.35, so they've run some handy time. 104.35, breaking that 105 barrier. So it's a handy gallop. Blur up on the pace. First 4 to be confirmed. Heading out at Randwick, Ronnie Dufficy. What do we fancy here in this Jockey's Titles race as it continues for race 4?
Yeah, certainly does, Brendan. I hate charging into another short price favourite, but number 2, Zabara, was very impressive, winning first up at Rose Hill. Got barrier 1 here, should control the race from that barrier, and he's trained on beautifully since. His main opposition should come from the octagonal filly, number 5, Hepton Stall. She wasn't fully extended in a recent trial. John Hawke seems to have a trained right up for a good first up showing. Best of the rest, number 3, Telescopic. Another horse resuming from a spell, more of a 1400 mile type of horse, but he'll hit the line hard here. And number 1, Grand Jura, getting up in the weights now, but back to sprinting distances. She won well last start. 2 on top, Zabara. Hardest to beat, 5, Hepton Stall, and 3, Telescopic.
Thanks, Ronnie. Looking forward to seeing Hepton Stall return, a horse that produced some very good runs at its last preparation, and perhaps heading on to bigger and better things, this octagonal filly, who was stakes placed in the Mercedes-Benz behind Vignette and was a Warwick Farm and Kembla Grange winner when last in work. Now Morphettville, first 4, number 3, 4th race, due to go 2 from now as we await a scales report from Morphettville. Jockeys are up at the Gold Coast.
And Zabara favourite. Right, John, now the bigger punters here on track think it's a match between Zabara, who on Tab Limited is 220, and Hepton Stall, number 5, at 340. And there's been plenty of confidence in the ring to say that Hepton Stall can win. Anyway, we'll wait and see. Previous, taken out by 0 point, Craig Agnew, number 3. Beat 1 Crescent, 6 Beatnik and 4 fourth. The second to 6 Soprana. 2 Scoozy's Girl won the first of the day. Now, about to come up is Max Success. So we've had Darren Beedman riding a winner, Corey Brown and Craig Agnew. So the big battle between Chris Muntz, Corey and Darren continues, and Chris is on the favourite here, and I refer, of course, to Zabara. They're all in. Small field of 6. They're off this time, and Zabara jumped all right, and then when he hit the ground, he jibbed, and he lost a length and a half, and he's last. Hepton Stall sped straight to the front from Grand Jura, followed by Brasana and Telescopic. Zabara's past 1, and that is Max Success. They race along towards the 850, and Hepton Stall is the leader, only about a half length or so on Grand Jura. Brasana's third on the inside of Telescopic, and then Zabara, and Max Success is last. Around about 8 lengths would cover the small field in the direction of the 600, and Hepton Stall steadied about 3/4 to a length on Grand Jura. Little more than 1 away third. Over on the inside is Brasana as they race to the home corner. On Brasana's outside is Telescopic, followed by Zabara, taken to the extreme outside. It'll be a big performance if he can get home, and 2.5 to Max Success. Straightening now. Hepton Stall again being taken on in earnest by Grand Jura. Telescopic into length further back Zabara as they come down to the 200 marker. Hepton Stall in front of Grand Jura. Telescopic is battling on tenaciously, then Zabara and Brasana, but a Hepton Stall refusing to surrender. She's shifting ground a little. Telescopic coming at it too late, and Hepton Stall very erratic over the last 150 gets the prize. Hepton Stall from a photo between Telescopic and Zabara. Well, whatever happened just after the start, I reckon has cost Zabara the race. Over on the fence, Brasana from Grand Jura and Max Success. Hepton Stall, number 5. Very wayward over the last 150 metres. hung noticeably, but has got the prize. Number 5, written by Darren Beedman, and has paid on New South Wales Tab Limited $3.20 and $1.90. That favourite Zabara seemed to jump level, and then the moment he hit the ground, I don't know whether he's knuckled a bit or what's happened to him, but he lost more than a length, and that, in fact, I think has cost him the race.
And we're going to take a look back on Sky Racing at the start right now and check out what exactly happened. Look to the inside barrier, gates open, jumped, and just knuckled just there. 1 or 2 awkward strides, and now gets back into running motion. And perhaps the bird has flown. But take nothing away from the smart John Hawkes prepared Hepton stall. Winning, Darren Beedman and John Hawkes, both riding separate doubles today. 5 is first, minor end of the issue to be confirmed. And that is the 4th race on the program. So we're awaiting that to be confirmed. 5, 3 and 2 across the line. So 5, 3, 2. And it's $3.20, about telescopic, which has bloused Zabara out of 2nd place. 4th to be confirmed. We'll have that for you as soon as we can. Big race coming up at the Gold Coast is the Gold Coast Guineas. And the trifecta at Randwick will pay $37.20. First 4, top weight has run 4th, $144.10. Let's take you through the full market here. Jar Jar Binks is in the market. Alibaba firms in. It's the horse which tops the ratings. Nice value for Brian Yorkgate Waterhouse. Miss Bustle, $7.10. Princess Clang at $7.30. Omens at $15. This is a half relation to Manana, and also to accept 2 smart stakes horses, and this one by Octagonal perhaps looks over the odds. There's Miss Bustle in the background. We'll be there for the late mail soon. Interim dividends at Randwick, we can confirm. Number 1 has run 4th. First 4, $144.10. 5, 3, 2 and 1. Correct weight at Morphettville, Damien Oliver a double. Colin Little was the winning trainer, and it's 113 and 2. Look how close that was. That's how far Zabara missed getting second. There's Darren Beedman, whose win in that race now lifts him in the Jockeys Premiership to 71.5. And 71.5. So that has him 1.5 behind Corey Brown and 2.5 behind Chris Muntz. Flemington in 15.
3 and 2. Now, moving into the Gold Coast, Jar Jar Binks favourite at $441.90. Alibaba, number 4, is $582.60. 13, Miss Bustle at $662.50. And then we go to number 18, Harvey Nick, $710.250. And Princess Clang, 9, a win, $280 a place.
Are you reading the form? Are you backing a winner? Try this gold medal winner from De Bortoli. Windy Peak Chardonnay. First past the post for taste. Windy Peak Chardonnay by De Bortoli.
311.5 at Stony Creek.
4th Newcastle, 1 dashing away, favourite 310 160, 2 Desert Harasser 24 and 3, 3 Echo Chamber, Wayne Weed 42 and 10, 4 Full Limit 8 and 4, 5 which is Kerouac at 16 and 4, scratch 6, 7 Race Day 12 and 4, 8 to the Win 35 and 12, 9 Any Success 34 and 10, 10 Chesapeake Bay and Seymour 20 and 4, 11 Dame Lucille at 12 and 5, 12 Miss Striker 27 and 5, 13 Musk 11 and 3, 14 Phantom Rose 481.50, favourite 1 dashing away 310, tip 791.
All set at the Gold Coast.
He's out some 10 metres in front of the stores. Ready to go. John Sin stands nicely. The lights are flashing now. Ready. Racing this time, a terrific start. The big field came thundering out of the gates. Princess Clang began nicely with Chicago Knights. Road to Heaven, Polenta fast away. Madame Carrera driving through in the centre. Juan Moetti Barber going forward. Then Miss Bustle. Omens a little wide. Yorkshire Lasses on the outside of Enemy Fire and Clanger. Glen Monarch is drifting back in the field with John Sin. Native Wells is well back. Harvey Nix is last, and third last is Jar Jar Binks. Into the first bend, 900 metres to go. Chicago Knight shows the way. Juan Mo is a length away second. Princess Clang securing a lovely run. Third on the inside, Wonder Madame Carrera. Over on the rails, 5th, Road to Heaven, Wonder Ali Barber. He's about 5 lengths off the lead, 1 off the fence on the outside of his stablemate, Miss Bustle. 1 further back to Omens, then Polenta, followed by Yorkshire Lass Johnson, giving them a mile start. Where's Jar Jar? There he is, third last, and Harvey Nix is last of all, giving away a long start as they approach the corner. 400 metres left to go. Chicago Knights in front of Princess Clang. She's working working clear of the rails. She's putting in her bid now. Wanmo under a little bit of pressure. Madame Carrera next on the outside. Miss Bustle is working her way through the field. She's up to third. And here comes Alibaba on the outside. Here's finishing brilliantly. 200 metres to go. Alibaba dropped on those leaders, went to the front. Miss Bustle is chasing him now. It's Alibaba and Miss Bustle. Miss Bustle's got a nose in front of Alibaba. Miss Bustle has beaten Alibaba. 5 lengths away third. Jar Jar Binks flashing home. Fourth over the line, Princess Clang, followed in by Madame Carrera. Or Miss Bustle took a left-hand turn after going past the post, and she's veered to the outside fence, and she's gone down the 1,800-metre chute. Glen Monarch, Wanmo, Enemy Fire next, then Polenta, Johnson, Yorkshire Lass, well back in the field, Road to Heaven, Chicago Knights, and Clanger was one of the last over the line.
13, Miss Bustle, Glen Schofield. Return 670, 260 for Alibaba, $1.80, 2 Jar Jar Binks, 2.10.
At the barrier, Newcastle. We'll go back to Wayne. The previous at Stony Creek, race 4. 3.11.5, Gem Trader, 160.104, 11 hour Contessina, 4.30, 5 Ignite the Turf, third, 190. Quinella, $17, Exacta, 17.40, 3.11.5 Trifecta, 112.30, and the margins were a long neck, a half head, 140.99. And at the Gold Coast, the fourth, 13, 4 and 2. 13, Miss Bustle, the winner. 670 a win, 260 a place for Alibaba, 180. 2 Jar Jar Binks, 210. Quinella, 13.10, Exacta, $24, and the Trifecta, the Exacta, 24. The Trifecta, 13, 4 and 2, 136.
Fifth event, the Ken Russell Memorial, 1 Masayan opens 10, 2 Redwood Falls 8.30, 3 Top Echelon 8.30, 4 Grandway Shogun 38, 5 Coochie 32, 6 Saddler's Silk 8.20, 7 Eminently at 11, number 8 Maltese Liner S Galloway 23, 9 Tequila Knowledge 8.60, scratch 10 and 11, 12 La Pêche 3.40, 1.20 and favourite, 13 Theatre Goer 35, 14 Kobe Cove at 48, 15 out, 16 Original Hero, 60 and 16, 17 Matani, 65, 18 Apatane, 44, 19 Spinning Con at 66. So the favourite, 12 La Pêche, 3.40, 1.20, tip 2, 4, 15 and the selections at 12 La Pêche over 236, 12, 236. Special for the male, 12 La Pêche, number 12, and the event goes at 2.40.
Now moving in the fourth at Newcastle with Dashing Away, the favourite, 3.50 the win. 180 a place over 14 Phantom Rose, 5.30, 2.10. Third pick is 4 Full Limit, 7.40, 2.60.
TAB dividends are proudly brought to you by Sydney's best auto group of Strathfields, Blacktown and Campbelltown.
They really are Sydney's best.
Update race 4.
And we're waiting on Marinello to go in. Dolphin Way still away from the line. Yeah, I think he's going to run. No, he circles around again. Heist goes up. No, he's coming up now, Dolphin Way, so he runs. Dolphin Way coming in. Open betting race, Flying Matinee into favouritism before they go. Light flashing on top of the gates. They're ready here at the 25. Gates are back and they're racing. And Party Boy, one of the first out with Heist on the outside. The A-Train prominent early. Further out is Marinello. Just behind those settling down, Flying Matinee and Badger's Wood is poking through down to the winning post. Badger's Wood and Party Boy have the lead going out of the straight from Marinello, who went up third. Fourth on the inside, Flying Matinee from Us and Macca and the A-Train. Heist is out 3 deep, a length and a half further back, Dolphin Way, and 2 or 3 Prolific last of all. Going out towards the 2,000 metre mark on the riverside, and the leader Badger's Wood. 3/4 in front of Party Boy, and Heist is caught 3 deep. You'd have to push forward. A length and a half, Flying Matinee fourth. A length into Marinello, 1.5 Us and Macca. The A-Train on the outside of it, 2.5 further back, Dolphin Way, and 2 to Prolific. Up at the 1850 metre mark, and Heist, after being caught wide, crosses over and takes up the running now by a length and a half to Badger's Wood. A length into Party Boy third. Fourth is Flying Matinee, 2 further back, Marinello. Over on the inside is Us and Macca, 2.5 to the A-Train. 2 lengths to Dolphin Way at the 1,600 metre mark, and back inside at Prolific. Up to the back of the track, and the leader Heist by nearly 2 lengths now to Badger's Wood. Flying Matinee getting a good run on the inside of Party Boy. 2 lengths further back, Us and Macca. Running fifth outside at Marinello's 6, 2 lengths to the A Train, and the last pair are Prolific up on the inside of Dolphin Way. They're strung out, and Heist is putting on a fair speed in front of Chiquita Lodge at the 1,200 metre mark, and Heist has gone out about 5 lengths in front of Badger's Wood. A length and a half to Flying Matinee, 3/4 into Party Boy fourth. 2 lengths further back, Us and Macca on the inside of Marinello. 2.5 to the A Train, a length further back, Prolific. And it's
Set Sunshine Coast.
Dolphin Way, 900 to go, and Heist has got a big lead. He's about 8 lengths, 7 or 8 lengths in front of Badger's Wood from Party Boy. They're starting to get a wriggle on now. They're second and third. A length further back, Flying Matinee fourth. Then Marinello further back in the race. Then Dolphin Way around Us and Macca. The A Train has gone back to second last, and he's being hard ridden at the moment by Hall. And 2 lengths Prolific last of all. Heist has got them chasing at the 600 metre mark. He's 5 lengths in front. Coming around the turn from Badger's Wood. They're followed by Party Boy. Then Flying Matinee when they turn for home, and Heist about 3 in front. Badger's Wood going out after it now. 2 lengths to Flying Matinee. Us and Macca the rail. Then Party Boy from down the outside. The A Train starting to pick up. And further back Dolphin Way. They've got to Heist. 300 to go. Badger's Wood has got on terms. A length and a half. Flying Matinee and the A Train. It might be the A Train today. Starting to finish off down the middle. Prolific is going out after him. The A Train and Prolific going after Badger's Wood. Us and Macca getting off the fence. The A Train on the outside and Badger's Wood. In the middle is Us and Macca, the A Train. The A Train just beats Us and Macca, Badger's Wood. And on the outside, Prolific. Further back was Heist, followed by Dolphin.
Well, through the first 150 metres, they charge onto this first turn, and Belle of the Sea joined here by Swervin, Mervyn and Crazy Cotton. They're going around them, Squirty Boys up into about fourth placing, followed by Kitos Zabiba Mawa, who's running fifth, and then came Sahara Amber. Getting back in the second half of the field down the side was Mountaineer, followed by Rido, and Marmacel sees them all at the 450 metre mark, and Crazy Cotton racing away from the rail is joined here by Kitos Zabiba Mawa coming through in the centre.
4 confirmed now, 4th to be confirmed. So 2, 3 and 4. Well, the call to post has been sounded at Morphettville for the Marsh Classic over the mile trip. Dandifies at $4.70. Lars Offany continues to tighten in. Damien Oliver looking to ride 3 winners on the card. It's widely drawn today. First for at Flemington, number 7 has run 4th, $1,104.30. Trifecta New South Wales, $203.50. So we'll get those all to you once they're all through. Officials at the Gold Coast are Quinella to Gay Waterhouse, Glenn Schofield, the winning rider. And as far as 4th is concerned at the Gold Coast, it went the way of number 15, which was Princess Clang.
Along by Be My Princess. On track, it's a very open race. The 1, the 4, the 5 are all around a point over each way. And then it's 6 Silvana, 12 Tyrolean, about 2 points over each way, and then 3 Market Price just behind them. Very open, as you would expect at this level of competition. Empress Waltz goes in, Silvana comes up, followed along by the X-Files. X-Files now ready. Tully Law walks up. Deaconess with apprentice rider Jason Lyon aboard. The only apprentice in the field. Of course, he can't claim. Now Sonachi to come up with Umaline, Market Price, and they'll be ready for the Marsh Classic over 1,600 metres. Good field of mares. They're ready almost, apart from Umaline and Sonachi. Be My Princess and Silvana in this race last year. Umaline comes in with her traditional blindfold. They link arms behind her. She'll be suited by this track condition. She's a duffer in the wet, and the track in beautiful order. Just wonder when the rain will come to Adelaide, seeing that Perth racing was washed out today. We had a nice, not a heavy shower, but a nice steady shower of rain for a couple of hours Thursday AM. Now they're ready, set for the Marsh, ready to run. 1 mile the distance. Oh, a bit of settling in the line. They settle again. Light on. Ready in the Marsh, and they're off. And beginning slowly, another Fair and Market Price. And first away, Be My Princess, with Secret Haze being ridden forward today. Empress Waltz away nicely, and Dandify moving up on the outside with Sonachi. And also Silvana going forward. Then Empress Waltz and Lazophony trapped out deep at the first corner. 2 away, Tiroli in midfield, and out wider was Umaline, being followed on the inside by the X-Files. Getting back Tully Law from It's Platonic. Deaconess back towards the tail of the field with Market Price and another Fair. Down the side they come, approaching the 1,000, and Silvana took up the running, joined by Lazophony on the outside, and they now share the lead by a length and a half in a slowly run. Marsh Classic in third place, Sonachi. Fourth, Be My Princess, and Dandify's trapped out deep, followed by Market Price and Umaline wide. Empress Waltz the centre. On the inside was the X-Files, being followed by Tyrolean, and then It's Platonic a long way back from Tully Law, Market Price, another Fair, and Deaconess. 650 metres to run coming to the turn, and Silvana and Lazophony have had terrific runs in front. They've set the tempo to suit and make it a sprint up the straight. Third on the inside, Sonachi. Dandify 3 wide from Be My Princess, Umaline, then Market Price, a Secret Haze, and Market Price now taking off around the outside, and the rest are being headed up by It's Platonic, the X-Files at the 300, straightening in the Marsh Classic, and the leader Silvana from Lazophony, Sonachi, then Dandify down the outside, coming home well, Tyrolean with a run. Secret Haze back to the rails, but Silvana skipped away. She's 2 in front. Second, Sonachi, Tyrolean chasing gamely, and wider out on the track. It's Platonic's mowing turf, but much too late, I'd say. Silvana in front. She shifted ground, but she stole it. Silvana won the Marsh Classic from Tyrolean. It's Platonic, I'd say, third out wide from Be My Princess, and close up Sonachi, Dandify, and Secret Haze, and you'd expect them all to finish off, seeing they went slow. Then the X-Files, followed home by Lazophony, who was disappointing from another Fair, followed in by Umaline, Market Price, Tully Law, and Empress Waltz amongst the tail enders.
Important black type goes the way of Silvana, the Barry James trained runner by Dana Singer, and it gets the cash ahead of the fast finishing Bart Cummings mare Tyrolean, and didn't she run a good race? Made up a stack of ground with Dan Nikolic in the saddle. Third, wide open go. I'll await that judge's call to be confirmed. That's race 4, the Marsh Classic, and that winner by Dana Singer, the Danehill sire, who's New Zealand based. Correct weight has gone through at Flemington, third to be confirmed at Morfettville. Let's take you trackside to Randwick now. Late mail time will force Zulu. Get the favourites back in the winner's circle, Duff.
Yeah, I think he's going to go close, Brendan. Obviously, there's a lot of queries on these first starters, but I think race experience will stand him in good stead. I don't think there was any fluke in that win when he won at big odds at Rose Hill at his debut. He looks a well-educated horse. He's got good gate speed. He travelled sweetly in front at his debut. He got the claim for Brewer. I think he's awfully hard to beat. The first starters, Chickens, number 6, beautifully bred Danehill filly. She's had a couple of trials where she looked good winning the last one. Coho, number 5 from the Hawk stable. He was hard held in his recent trials, so hard to get a line on him. Number 3, Fair Praise, put on a bit of performance going onto the track, but not unusual for a Hawks trained galloper, really full of himself. There's one here at big odds that I thought looked okay. Heraclid, number 4, another first starter trained by Sid Brown. I wouldn't leave him out of your multiples at the huge odds. 1 on top, 4 Sulu, hardest to beat, 6, 5, 3 and 4.
OK, Ron, $21 it is for Heraclid, the one that took your eye in the mounting yard at Morfettville. Third has gone the way of number 5, and that is It's Platonic, and it will pay $2.40. Number 7 has run 4th, which is Be My Princess. First 4 players, $6,984 in New South Wales. A pat on the neck from Brett Preble as we get set for the Yallambie Classic, the South Australian Derby and the Carlton Draft Stakes from Morfettville. More from there soon. Flemington, correct weight, the A-Train, Asan Macca and Badgers Wood. Gold Coast, the next race on the card, is named after one of the very popular characters of racing in Australia. It's the Ken Russell Memorial. It's a time-honoured race for juveniles on the Gold Coast. Interesting ride belongs to Gary Baker. Let's hear more from Larry Olsen.
Well, Gary, we don't get much of a chance to speak to you, but, you're doing a pretty solid job here with John Morrissey.
Yeah, I've had a bit of luck with John since he's moved up here, so I hope it continues today.
Appertain in this race, down in the numbers, but I believe it worked okay here on Tuesday.
Yes, I worked him on Tuesday on the course proper with the last horse, Madden Carrera, that raced in the last race, and it runs 6. He's stepping up in grade today from his midweek run, but he's got blinkers on today for the first time. He might improve a bit.
Sounds encouraging. We can go to race 7 and you picked up the ride and Feed the Meter. That's not a bad ride.
Yes, Feed the Meter, he's an honest sort of a type of horse. He's going to race on the speed and he loves the track. He's He's won a couple here. He's been unplaced at the track, so he's a bit of a